When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. How much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it? The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself in your way of thinking. Let men see, let them know, a real man, who lives as he was meant to live. The memory of everything is very soon overwhelmed in time. You shouldn't give circumstances the power to rouse anger, for they don't care at all. The mind freed from passions is an impenetrable fortress. A person has no more secure place of refuge for all time. A man's worth is no greater than the worth of his ambitions. The best answer to anger is silence. Because a thing seems difficult for you, do not think it impossible. The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing, because an artful life requires being prepared to meet and withstand sudden and unexpected attacks. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been. Life is short. The fruit of this life is a good character and acts for the common good. Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. Sexual intercourse is merely internal attrition and the spasmodic excretion of mucus. The sexual embrace can only be compared with music and with prayer.
Nothing is more vile than to love a wife as if she were an adulteress. The wise man should love his wife with discernment, not with passion. He controls the impulse of pleasure and is not carried headlong into sexual intercourse.
We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. Hang on to your youthful enthusiasms. You'll be able to use them better when you're older. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. Until we have begun to go without them, we fail to realize how unnecessary many things are. We've been using them not because we needed them, but because we had them. Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. No man was ever wise by chance. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. He suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary. Only time can heal what reason cannot. Enjoy present pleasures in such a way as not to injure future ones. As long as you live, keep learning how to live. Wealth is the slave of a wise man, the master of a fool. The sun also shines on the wicked. It is not the man who has too little that is poor, but the one who hankers after more. We learn not in the school, but in life. Nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart. A gift consists not in what is done or given, but in the intention of the giver or doer. But life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it.
Fire tests gold, suffering tests brave men. It does not matter how many books you have, but how good the books are which you have. It's not because things are difficult that we dare not venture. It's because we dare not venture that they are difficult. It is difficult to bring people to goodness with lessons, but it is easy to do so by example. It is a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness. Whatever can happen at any time can happen today. The mind that is anxious about future events is miserable. No man is crushed by misfortune unless he has first been deceived by prosperity. It is quality rather than quantity that matters. For many men, the acquisition of wealth does not end their troubles. It only changes them. Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for crisis. It's not that we have little time, but more that we waste a good deal of it. Let us say what we feel and feel what we say. Let speech harmonize with life. Men do not care how nobly they live, but only for how long, although it is within the reach of every man to live nobly, but within no man's power to live long. Brave men rejoice in adversity, just as brave soldiers triumph in war. It is a great thing to know the season for speech and the season for silence. Envy of other people shows how they are unhappy. Their continual attention to others' behavior shows how they are boring. A man is as unhappy as he has convinced himself he is. Love sometimes injures. Friendship always benefits. After friendship is formed, you must trust, but before that, you must judge. A woman is not beautiful when her ankle or arm wins compliments, but when her total appearance diverts admiration from the individual parts of her body.